All right, so Amazon inside day still holding up there. Now again, you could make a case that it's an inside 7 days. Really, it's not an inside 7 days, but you can definitely make a case that it's a 7 day consolidation. So how obviously we've discussed this often. How do you trade multiple day consolidations? Is the stock bullish? Yes, absolutely. But the longer you start to consolidate, the more you want to call for an expansion in volatility and not necessarily direction. Oh, I can't get that line straight.
Right, right,
Um,
exactly.
so yeah, it's absolutely holding up here. But you can also make a case for the fact that it hasn't bounced at all after the earnings sell-off. So if you're a short-term trader and day trading Amazon right now, I think you could make a case for trading either direction if it tips its hand as a good day trade with very tight controls. So in other words, if this breaks out of this trading range to the downside and you have a nice $8 or $9 day, if it's clean and you're getting good entries, just realize you're trading against this whole move. So again, I can't stress this enough. We've talked about this often. You are not, if you make that trading decision, you're not trading this trend anymore or this gap higher. You're changing strategies to an expansion in volatility based on consolidation. So one strategy is trading obvious order flow. Another one is the stock price is consolidating and you're looking for it to break out in either direction. So I want to make that very clear because it's a valid, different strategy.
Can I just say something about that strategy? If
Sure.
I'm going against the trend, like let's say it breaks to the downside, I am more likely to get out of that earlier and make, in watching where it might find some kind of support. Because your likelihood to get the trend to break at that point is a lot higher. That's that's a type of a trade that I would get out of earlier as opposed to trying to hold that.
So you're talking about not getting out of a long. You're talking about
Getting
if
out of a
it makes a
short,
direct
it's a short
short.
because that's against the trend. It's against the trend of it, and it's against the gap, that gap higher. So if I'm really, so that's kind of like a counter trade to what the market is. So I'm a lot more cautious on one of those.
I
I don't know
actually
what you are when you trade.
well, no, you bring up a phenomenal point because you just explained what the trade expectation is because of the bigger picture. So, in other words, if that breakout was higher, you would tend to hold it a little bit longer and
Right.
not get out of it quicker because you're trading with the order flow. But if it breaks down and it's a clear opportunity on the short side, because it's against the order flow, it's still a trade because of the increase in volatility and the trade setup, but it's not one that you'd be looking to add to because of the bigger picture.
Right, right. Yeah,
Great
well,
explanation. Great explanation.